Our dinghy is gone. Losing our dinghy in the Bahamas is probably the worst thing that could have happened to us because having a dinghy here is our main form of transportation.
I believe we got our dinghy stolen.
The dinghy is constantly attached to the back of the boat, and when we woke up this morning, it wasn't there anymore. It took us quite some time to absorb the shock, but we realized quickly we needed to move. Without a dinghy, we don't have any connection to land, and even technicalities like taking away the second anchor we set here for safety became way more complicated. Renaud went swimming for that. We moved to a harbor close by because we knew that from here we could get rides from people to shore. But the problem wasn't solved at all. Buying a dinghy is very expensive, but buying a dinghy in the Bahamas, we had no idea where to find that. Update on the dinghy. We might have gotten our dinghy lost and not stolen. What are the chances? What do you think?
I was 10% chances it got untangled. I'm up to 30% now.
We talked to a couple of local people here, and everybody was very surprised to hear that a dinghy would get stolen here. They said they would steal more expensive things in bigger boats, and it was in the middle of the night. It was blowing 40 knots of wind. It was really uncomfortable to come steal it. We are in better spirits, and tomorrow we're going to see if we can find the dinghy. We tried to talk to as many people as we could, also to see if we could buy just a little rowing boat, and we got up early next morning to talk on the cruiser network.
We're looking for help. If the dinghy untangled, the knot got loose, it might have drifted.
Okay, anybody else? Open mic, come now.
I guess we miraculously thought that this was a solution, but it really wasn't. We didn't hear back from anybody and still did not know if the dinghy was stolen, lost, and if we would ever find it again. Our friend Trax came over to give us a lift to shore, but with his positive energy, we decided to change our plans and go look for our dinghy.
Do the whole coast with binos. We find it or we don't. If we don't, then it's gone. Yeah?
Okay.
Cool.
Our new friends Trax and Richie came with us on this somehow naive plan. Weather conditions weren't that great. It was very windy. The dinghy had been gone for 36 hours by now. We only knew that the wind had been blowing from one direction, that there had been a lot of wind, so there was a slight chance of the dinghy untying, and that if we didn't go look for it, we would always bite our butts to not have at least tried. The plan was simple: sail to the other side, check on the whole coast with the binos. What wasn't planned was heavy rain and heavy wind. There were moments where the three guys were just taking care of the boat, so I made it my task to use the binos as much as I could, even though it was making me a little seasick. All of this was pathetic. We were sailing in the middle of way too much wind. Nobody else was out. It was raining. It was uncomfortable trying to find a dinghy that we thought that got unhooked. Until I saw something that looked like our dinghy.
It really does.
It really looks like it, yeah.
The closer we got, the clearer it was. This is our dinghy. And we are now 7 miles away from where we lost it.
All right, guys, bring the dinghy home.
We had no idea what the condition the dinghy would be in. Richie and Renaud went to shore, whilst me and Trax stayed on the sailboat that was anchored in a very uncomfortable position as well.
Against all odds, the f***ing boat! 25, 30 knots of wind, we found the lost dinghy.
Inside the dinghy, we left an anchor for the dinghy, a tank with gas. Everything was still intact.
Wow, look at how much water.
This is how far the dinghy went. About 7 miles.
The odds, I mean,
It got caught in there before it just went right out.
comment on the dinghy.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable. It was beached, smooth on the sand, all inflated, all the goodies inside.
Oh my God.
Just like,
Are you gonna do the same knot?
you. Yes.